go.
Yep.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Bristol Formula 1 Stock Car Championship of the World. We'll be racing around Coventry Speedway for 25 laps to see who will take the new gold roof. I'm Jake Cameron, and I'll be joined alongside with Grasser, Andy Oakley, and also Oscar as well, and a few others popping in and out during the meeting. So Oscar, you're a new member to UKDirt, only been racing the F1s for a short time. What's your opinion on this race? Who's going to be the big man?
Well, I mean, even when you're only here a week, you start picking up on the real big names and the heavy hitters. And I understand that there are a few names that maybe you've put in a bit more practice and aren't normally expected to be winning things. But you can't ever take away from people like Dan Skin or Tom Drabble, and you've got to expect seeing them at the front at some point during the race, sort of no matter what happens, and even if they're a bit off pace. Of course, from what I understand, a bit of a second place man himself, Josh Hampson, going to be up there as well this evening. So I'm thinking a big battle between some of the regulars, but having looked at the practice times, also a few new names up at the front.
Yeah, some very quick times up there indeed. And we'll go to Grasser now, and a long-time member of UKDirt, Grasser. And what do you think? Who's going to take this one? Will it be one of them guys off the front row?
Well, it's going to be hard to bet against those two at the front. So, you know, for the last couple of seasons, both have really dominated F1s. Tom in particular this season took so many finals, and particularly, you know, he won from the back around Coventry last time here in the World Final, and you know, he's going off the front this time. What can he really do from there?
Yeah, it is a real big advantage for Tom to be off the front in this one. He's won it from the back before. Will be able to come from the front. But Danskin, you can never count him out though, can you? One of the quieter drivers, but he's won a lot of championships and becoming that 3 times Formula 2 champion as well. You know, he's definitely got the confidence and he's got the luck with him as well going into this one.
Yeah, he does, and like you look at the F2 championships, and from what I understand, the only person that's got 3 in a row, and it's that in a row that gives him that sense of momentum when he's getting his results, and he's always someone that you see at the top of the point scores at the end of an evening's racing. So again, it's difficult to say that he won't be involved in the fight for the win today. Sort of irrespective of pace, he's got a way of racing his car right up at the front.
Yeah, he has, as we're just now moments away from the gridding up for the Bristol Formula 1 Championship of the world, and I'd have to say my money's on really one of the guys sitting back on row number 2, and that's Fast Track. He's been very fast throughout the whole season. I know you couldn't tell us, Oscar, but Grassi, you've been watching him as well on the live stream, and he's really, really good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really picked up this season. He's, you know, I mean, there's a few in that back rows. You know, I mean, the first corner is going to be very interesting to see what happens there on that first corner, because you know it's one big hit and you know the favourites could be out. You know, it's as simple as that, really.
Yeah, the favourites could be out on turn number 1 as drivers will now make their way to the grid, park up in turn 1 and 2 for those that are not a Formula they used to watching. This is obviously oval stock car racing, short oval stock car racing, shall we say, and very hard bumper action. Drivers will park up in turn 1 and 2 and then line up with the grid, and we'll give you that grid as they line up. And that front row, as we've got to mention again, Tom D and Dan Skin, that's got to be a very, very familiar row for most people in the UKDirt.
Well, it's where so many championships are won from that middle. You know, he's been going so well as well this season. So you know, you just can't rule anyone out of this race. You know, anyone from the back can win it as well. You know, if you got Josh Hampson, to be honest, at the back, who will qualify through the Consi semi. He's really quick in F2s. You know, and if you can translate that into F1, you know, you could have a surprise winner there. You know.
Yeah, we could have a surprise winner there off the back as we just got a little restart coming in. We'll be going back to gridding up in a minute's time. I don't know what the technical problems is there, but another guy to mention as well, Saloon Stock Car World Champion, won it 2 weeks ago at Kings Lynn. Kane Morgan 238, been very, very quick in his new Brian Harrison, I was nearly about to say Murray Harrison replica there, and he's one to watch really from that 4th row. He'll actually move up to 3rd row, I think, Grasser, would that be correct?
Yes, he has, yeah. Yeah, we've unfortunately somebody's got some disciplinary, so there's a nice gap there in the middle. I think it's on the inside as well. Looking at the grid, so there's a good. They have to keep their great gaps where there's where there's someone missing, but there's always that gap to drive into, straight off the bat. So.
Yep, always that gap that can always give a driver a lot of space to make a move onto turn number 1. But Oscar, who is your money really going to be on? I know you've said that it's going to be on one of that front row, but have you not seen anyone else throughout the furthest grid? We've got Nigel Hari, wannabe Jack 249 in there. We've got Dode there as well, home fresh from America, who could be a bit jet lagged. We've also got Liam Brown, European champion. He's very quick round here as well.
I really do think with that second row and now the opening on the inside, if Kane can get a good start and just get it clean through the first 2 or 3 laps, and even if he's not running it at the front at that point, if he can be with a lead group in those first few laps and move away from getting any big hits or damage, then his pace is sort of going to speak for itself. And I think he's got the consistency, the pace, the setup's down for him at the moment, and it's going to be a race not for him to lose, but certainly one that he can win.
Yeah, it certainly could be a race one of them guys could win, as we're now actually going to go back to gridding up. Drivers will line up in turn 1 and 2. They'll back up towards the fence, and then we shall be going green flag racing for the 2014 Formula 1 Championship of the World. Must remind you again of that front lineup. It will be Tom Drabble on the inside with Dan Skin on the outside, and what an incredible lineup we have. We've got the best names in online stock car sim racing. We've also got some of the lower grade drivers in there as well, like Toff, Liam Powell in there as well. Been doing it for a long time, never won anything major. Ryan Simpson in there as well from Scotland. What could he throw up from the back, I wonder, Oscar?
Yeah, it's another thing to consider. There's all these people that we speak of as favourites, but it's stock car racing, and with contact and maybe a grudge or two out on the track, there's anything that could happen, and you really could have an upset come from the back, because there's lots of people on reasonable pace today, and all you need is to give yourself a 1 or 2 second buffer and some consistent laps, and really you could be within 1 or 2 tenths of the fastest guys and still run away with a win at the right time.
Yeah, you could run away with a win, like Alex Montague has done in his 2 only world qualifying rounds that he have done. Drivers have to do world qualifying rounds to make it into the semi-final, and then the top 10 from each semi-final, which was at Skegness and Stoke earlier on this year, made it through to the Bristol Formula 1 Stock Car World Final, with then the next 4 from the Consolation Semi, which was at Bellevue Stadium, made it back onto the back 2 rows, should I say, of this event. But Alex Montague, one to watch as well, I'd say, Oscar. He's very quick, two qualifying rounds to his name, and he managed to actually get that 5th place as well in his semi-final, so must have been an outstanding drive from him.
Yeah, I mean, 2 wins and a 5th. If that was a set of heats, you're going to be, going in very strong on the points. So he's put it all together in those qualifying races, and he's put it together in his semi-final. The question now is, presumably with a pretty good starting position, can he capitalise on maybe mistakes or incidents for those in front and move himself forward for a win or even just a podium and take a really good result away from this final?
Yes, he may be able to now, as drivers are now gridding up. The front row will look like this. 112 Tom Drabble taking the pole position, winning the coin toss. That was a bit of a tongue twiddler by me. Coin toss between him and Dan Skin. He won the semi at Stoke. Skinner winning the semi at Skegness. From Chevy Killer and then Cameron, who will not be able to take to the grid for this one, being a naughty boy at Bradford Stadium. But second row, we're going to have our first Dutch contingent on there. Chevy Killer 184, followed by Fast Track 527 onto the outside. Row number 3, 229 TS Jelly with the gap, and that's where the 691 machine would have been starting. Row number 4, 262 Harmon with the one and only Kane Morgan on the outside. He's looking to cause an upset. Only 14 years of age as well, so he could really push for something big and take 2 titles this year on UKDirt. Row number 5 will see 2 brothers line up next to each other. 246 and 380, sorry, and that's Liam Powell and Samuel Powell there. Next is our first Scottish contingent. I'm not very good at this at the moment, and that is Dode 151 with Leighton Holroyd on the outside of him. Two Leicester lads though line up on row number 7, and that's number 90 Liam Brown and 89 Alex Montague. Next, another two Leicester lads, 122 Craig Charles, not done very many meetings this season, but managed to work his way onto the back of the Formula 1 Stock Car Championship of the World Grid, followed by Nigel Hari, wannabe replica, Jack Morgan on the outside of that. Row number 8, 180 and 276. Row number 9, 488 and 48. And the last chance qualifiers, 297 Josh Hampson, 39 Leek, 653 Ryan Simpson, 43 Lloydie, and 146 Ashley England off the back there as a reserve stand-in for the 691 car. So what a field we have there, Oscar. Who's your money on? Who's you going to pick in this one?
I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that Kane Morgan is going to win this one. He's got a decent starting position, and like I said, I think it's one of those evenings where stuff's going to happen at the front early on, and it's around that area that's going to capitalise, so my money's on him.
And Grasser, who will your money be on for this one?
I think it's going to come from one of those two, the two at the front. I think old Turbo Tom Drabble there. I think he's good round here, and he should. If he gets a good start, he's going to take some catching. But Dan's up to the job, so we'll have to see how they get on.
As drivers will now roll away. This will be our first rolling lap. This is the way we start short oval stock car racing. One rolling lap, and then drivers will go in turn number 3 and 4. So are you ready for the Brisker Formula 1 Stock Car Championship of the World? We're just seconds away now from the green flag as Tom D will lead them into turn number 3. The green flag flies there as Tom Drabble gets a very good start into turn number 1. Dan Skin gets put in hard there by Chevy Killer. Skinner's nearly around. Drabble managed to make it through. Everyone getting through turn 1 okay. No big pile-ups to see yet. Dode there goes in hard from Kane Morgan, already dropping to the back of the field. TS Jelly there going in hard as well. He started on that row number 3. Morgan in hard again with a bumper, but Drabble seems to be getting away out front. Fast Track now moving up into the 2nd place position as well. But Tom Drabble already got a 2-second lead in this one, Oscar.
Yeah, Drabble basically doing exactly what he needs to on the start and absolutely hitting the throttle. He's got round everyone and immediately cleared the pack, and it looks like there might have been an instance slightly further back. I can't see who that is. I think it's Harmon in the 262.
Yeah, Harmon already dropping back as well. Fast Track now into the 3rd position. Leighton Holroyd all the way up there from row number 7 on the grid. He's now up into the 2nd position. Liam Brown fighting there. He's now moves up into 4th position. Loses it out to Liam Brown, but he goes in hard into turn number 3. Stocks there coming a cropper into turn number 3 as well. Leak right from the back row, already up into 6th, so that shows you how much carnage has already gone on. Josh Hampson there goes in hard as well. We speak about them, and Leak's actually just been spun, straightened up again though by 151 Dode, but still this gap out in front by Tom Drabble now up to 4 seconds. Fast Track there as well, fighting it out with Leighton Holroyd as they come down the back straight into turn number 3. Holroyd will go in hard, not managed to make any connection there. Josh Hampson fallen all the way to the back as we've got a big pile up there in turn 3, Grasser.
Well, it's hard to keep up with it, to be quite honest with you, at the moment. Big pile up in turn 3, but look at the lead Tom's got. I mean, 7 seconds nearly already on a 13-second lap. It's going to be tough to catch now unless he gets stuck in traffic.
Yeah, traffic playing a big part in most of these races. And talking about traffic there, Josh Hampson just spins right out in front of him. Ryan Simpson there allowing the current world champion to go past and the current race leader, but he's got more traffic in front of him. 180 Jamie Ward's there, Tyler Billing also in there as well. He needs to manipulate his way around them drivers as soon as possible. You see Ashley England goes in hard on the 653 car, and that is Ryan Simpson. But 2nd place battle is still going on now as Fast Track and Leighton Holroyd fight it out for that 2nd place and the final podium spot, Oscar.
Yeah, big old battle going on there, down for 3rd place. And yeah, Tom Drabble's just making it look easy. It's unbelievable given that he's now fighting through traffic, but it doesn't seem to be slowing him down. He's still pulling out the gap.
Yeah, still pulling out the gap he is as we still watch this battle between Fast Track and Leighton Holroyd, but Holroyd seems to have dropped back a bit as Jack Morgan goes in there hard with Harmon 262. They're actually a lap down to the race leaders, but Dan Skin coming a cropper early on in this one, got spun out on turn number 1. He's now back up into 5th place, hunting down Liam Brown in 4th. Surely going to be able to get a podium position in this one. Ex-world champion, he's won it a couple of times. It's not going to be his year this year though, with Tom Drabble still out in front, pulling that gap out every second, every lap. He's now up to 4 seconds on the raceway. Some incredible driving from him, but we've got to look at this battle as well between Alex Montague and Kane Morgan. Look at that battle for 8th and 9th there, Oscar.
Yeah, this is one of the much more contact-filled battles. These two nearly pushing each other around the track through the... Oh, and someone's right up in the air there. The 184's been spun around, and that's caught Kane Morgan out just a little bit on entry going over the curb, and that's going to give Alex just a little bit of breathing space.
Yeah, TS Jelly though, Dutch contender in this one, fighting back with Kane Morgan. He's now moved up into that 7th position. Leak there behind them as well. Josh Hampson there as well, looking for them spots inside the top 10. That's where them vital points are towards the National Points Championship, but still out front now. The gap's come down to 3 seconds. Fast Track closing every single lap as we see a spinner there off in the background. I think that could have been Chevy Killer getting caught up there with Jamie Ward.
Fast Track's down to 5th.
Yeah, Fast Track's actually moved down. Maybe that was him that actually went round in turn number 1. So Fast Track will move down to the 5th position now. Leighton Holroyd will go up into 2nd. Danskin's sitting in that 3rd place. Anyone can still pounce in this one. They've still got 7 laps to go with this event. So it's just gone halfway pretty much as Holroyd runs very wide there. Allows Skinner up the inside.
Dan's not out of this yet. He's not out of it.
Do you not reckon, Grasser? Do you not reckon Tom D's away?
Well, I mean, Dan's been the quickest man on the track so far, and he's now to 2nd place. It's only going to take one thing. I mean, he's got a huge lead now.
Sorry for
Drabble
the
just got
excitement,
piled in.
yeah, big hits there coming in from Tom Drabble. That was 1-2-2 Craig Charles. Obviously not wanting him to win this event, and Craig Charles has actually there just been black flagged. That will be the end of his world final race in 2014. But Josh Hampson is in front of Tom Drabble. Them two getting on very well at Coventry at the weekend. They announced their best friend relationship, but he has still got a big pack in front, and that is the pack of actually Liam Brown, Kane Morgan and TS Jelly. They're fighting for a top 10 position. There's Alex Montague there.
Looks like Montague got caught up on the inside, and that left Drabble nowhere to go. So this is the kind of pack that, you know, anything can happen in, and Drabble's just going to want to sit there and think, you know, just keep the pace up, don't cause an accident, because I want this win. And Danskin breathing down his neck, pulling it in a second over the past lap.
Alex Montague there does go in hard on our race leader as well. He puts him out wide a tiny bit, and he's actually not managed to get anywhere as TS Jelly actually takes a dive over the curb for our race leader as well. No one seems to be wanting Tom D to win this one, but he's still got a 4-second lead now as we're down to the lap boards. It's actually only just 2 laps. Last lap actually, sorry.
Yeah, last lap.
We've been so excited on some of the action, we've missed the laps as Tom D will come around the final turns now. He will take the checkered flag and take the 2014 Brisker Formula 1 Stock Car Championship of the World. What a race that was, Oscar.
It was indeed. Danskin coming home in 2nd. Leighton Holroyd, fantastic 3rd position for him. Fast Track comes back from 5th to take 4th place from Liam B, and Kane, being piled in there after the race, gets 6th position. Leak comes 7th with Alex in number 89, 8th. TS Jelly comes home in 9th after a bit of a move in the final corner there, and Tizer rounds out the top 10.
Wow, incredible race there, Grasser. You called it, one of the guys off the front row, and it was actually them two that came home in the 1st and 2nd position. Incredible racing from them, and congratulations to Tom D. We'll see if we can get a few words with him if he's not too camera shy, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, congratulations to Tom there. He drove a brilliant race really. You know, he got away from the start and rode the traffic really well. You know, he had a few sticky points in that traffic, and he rode them really well. Fair play to Dan there. He really drove his heart out really. Fastest laps all the way through. You know, he got close, to be fair. He got a lot closer. He was at least half a lap in front at one point, Tom. But congratulations to both drivers. A great race.
Yeah, great race it was indeed. A few drivers not wanting Tom to win that one though, trying to take him out from a lap down, but Tom really is used to that by now, getting a few little fair big hits in that one. But what a drive from Leighton Holroyd to come home in 3rd. Very unlucky to Fast Track, who was in 2nd though at the time, Oscar. Yeah, very unfortunate to be honest.
Yeah, shame for Fast Track. Not quite sure what happened to him there, because it did happen off camera. He just went from 2nd, dropped straight down to 5th, so unlucky. But again, like, Leighton came from the 7th row and just capitalised on the various incidents that you get in this kind of race. You can't argue with that. He did a fantastic job. So I think it's a, you know, deserved top 3. Tom Drabble leading it from the front and not making mistakes. Danskin and Leighton making the most of what they had and coming through the field.
Yeah, he did come through the field, especially Leighton from that 7th row as well. Some big movers in that one though. Leak coming all the way through to 7th from 2nd last row, so great drive from him to get up there. One of the quickest drivers as well around Coventry Speedway. And Alex Montague there in the 8th position. Good drive by him. That was a good battle throughout that whole race though, Oscar, really. Looking at Liam Brown, Kane Morgan, Leak and Alex Montague in there.
Yeah, at times there's a little train of about 8 to 9 cars all pushing each other through the corners and getting caught up. I mean, I think it was a couple of times that's just what Tom Drabble got caught up in. I think it was only one car that really hit him maliciously at all, and like everyone else was still running their own race when he was coming through, and you can't expect them to, pull over for him. There's still points, there's still a lot on the line in that top 10. So
yeah, there is a lot along the line in that top 10. That's a lot of points, and now we'll see Tom Drabble actually retire from the rest of the meeting after winning the Bristol Formula 1 Stock Car Championship of the World. He will gain an extra 100 points as well towards his national points tally, which all count towards the end of the season. Obviously, now we've entered the shootout, and he is currently leading that as well, so we could actually see another brilliant domination from him again this season, as in the 2013, and take the gold. He's done it here. Will he be able to take the silver as well? That'll come at the shootout end of the season as well. I'm sure that'll be brought to you live here by Grasser and the rest of the team. But we'll try and get a few words with Tom Drabble, as he actually now does actually just join us. I'm pretty sure he has he?
he's in the team speak.
I don't know. I'm still on the server. I can't see. Is he here?
Got to drag him up. Hang on.
This is how organised we really are. Tom, you here now?
I am here.
Well, congratulations, 2014 Bristol Formula 1 champion, 2 times world champion as well. How does it feel?
It feels excellent, to be honest. I wasn't expecting that at all. I just managed to get that lucky first break, going into turn 3 and 4. Got quite a steady first spin, to be fair. I wasn't expecting it, and then going into turn 3 and 4, everybody just went in and collected. Dan were over the fence near enough from what I saw, and I just drove away, and then it carried on every lap after.
Yeah, you did put some down, some very quick lap times. You won it from the back here before at Coventry, and now winning it from the front. It must seem easy compared to that time.
Yeah, it was a good race, to be fair. From my point of view, at least, the odd back marker that proved a bit of a problem, but thankfully we'd gained enough of an advantage getting up to that point.
Yeah, we did see you getting a little bit of hassle from a few of the back markers. How do you just talk people? How do you deal with them drivers?
Well, when I was coming up against them, like, we're looking in the mirrors, and I was trying not to pass them, to be honest. I didn't want to get involved in the battles and the scraps that were going on, because there's some hefty hits going on in front, like, and you can never tell. Sometimes when you come to lap people, they can tell you're there, you're the leader. Sometimes they don't, and they don't care, and they just go wailing in, and you can get caught up in other battles sometimes, and it can ruin your race. But thankfully, a lot of the cars, well, some of the cars moved over, and the ones that didn't, I moved over myself, and thankfully they didn't repay the compliment.
But that is all what Bristol Formula 1 stock car racing is about. And the big question is, are you going to be taking number 1 this season, now being the double world champion?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I've had number 1 in the past, and I don't know. I'll have to decide on that. I probably might stick with 112, to be honest. It's means more of a number to me, really, than number 1. But I don't know. We'll have a think about it during the meeting tonight, and we'll have to decide soon. I might have to take my airfoil if I do change to number 1. Might be able to whip the old one out that's got number 1 still set in the garage.
Or maybe you might be able to do that. And any questions for him, really, Grasser?
Yeah, I mean, when you saw Dan pop up in second place there, and he was coming quite strong at the end, was you worried at all, or was you quite comfortable with the gap you had?
Never comfortable with the gap you've got, especially in a game like stock cars. It's anything can happen. You can get a little bit wide offline, and you lose so much time, especially on shale. It's just one of those things, like. But when I saw Dan closing me down, he was coming quite rapid, and I was in a lot of the lap down cars that was battling for top 10 position, like, and everybody wants a top 10 in World Final, and I was very worried. I nearly got caught up, to be honest, in the middle of a battle for about 8th place, but just managed to scrape through at the right time, and the pack broke up a little bit, and I wasn't taken out, thankfully.
Yeah, he was really coming on strong at the end. The last 5 laps, he just, that lead, he just he sailed through the traffic, you know, to get to second. But that gap he had was huge. You know, you built up early in the race. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's what I say. Thankful for that. That saved me, to be honest. But it'd have been a good race, I think, if Dan had caught up, back up like. And it's a shame he didn't get more of a race with Dan. I enjoy racing with Dan. He's a good, fast, hard driver, and he knows exactly when to use the bumper and when not to. And he's not a stupid driver. Well, he might have been in the past, but we put our differences aside now.
congratulations anyway. Well done, Sam. It was a great drive.
Here's Grasset.
Woo!
Well, we're going to be moving on with Heat 1 soon anyway. Unfortunately, Tom, you're going to have to retire from the meeting now you've won that. That's your present for winning that goggle roof, is you don't have to race. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
I'd like to say thank you to everybody that said well done and congratulations. I'd like to thank all my sponsors. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do it.
What sponsors?
Well, the one that keeps him in a job, that one.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Tom. And
Thank
we'll
you
look
very
forward to
much.
seeing if you go to number 1.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll speak to you later.
Cheers, Tom. Nice one.
Thank you.
Time to kick on with the heats, isn't it?
Yeah, Heat 1 next. I'm not sure if we're going to be having Alpha and Wardy in for this one. I'm not sure. He said he might do anything, but he's a bit shy though, isn't he?
I'm a bit shy.
All fast tracks here as well.
I'm here.
You're racing though, aren't you?
No.
You not racing?
No, I missed the first lot of heats. I'm in the next lot.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got fast track joining us in this one as well then. So, even better.
You happy with your well final driving that one fast track? You seem to make quite a bit of ground up there at the end, really.
Yeah, I got second place quite easily near the start. But unfortunately, Craig and Jamie were tussling each other, and Craig hit Jamie, and then Jamie hit into me and spun me out. Fortunately.
That's a shame. Well, to be fair, I'm not actually too sure where you finished in. I think you were top 5 though, weren't you, at the end?
I finished 4th in the end. I got past Liam Brown, so I only lost 2 places.
Good stuff.
2 places though, it's still then valuable points.
Yeah.
Oh well, there is always next year, isn't there, fast track? I'm sure you'll come back next season and come back stronger and harder.
Well, I can always think it's my best ever finish in a world final, so can't complain to that.
Is it? Well,
Yeah,
congratulations on your best ever finish. I don't know what server you're knocking about in. If you want to come join us in 48, I'm sure you would be muchly appreciated.
I'm not very good at commentary, so I'm generally not a good commentator.
Well,
Our other co-commentator's racing in this one, which is Oscar. We'll see how he gets on in this. He's just gone up to yellow actually, so he's got a bit of a learning curve tonight, hasn't he? Really.
he has actually been very fast though. An old-time teammate of mine. I'm surprised how quick he has actually come out. In the in F2s and in F1s really, so it's quite surprising actually.
It's quite notable at Bradford last week. He was really quick.
It was on the tarmac.
It looked like he got the hang of it quite quickly. Like, he was unlucky not to do better in the final. Really, he got sort of got tangled up, really, didn't he? And
The learning curve for him though. He'll learn who to pass and who not to pass, won't he?
yeah, he certainly laid that last week.
Yeah, that's a big learning curve for him, and I reckon he will learn very quick actually.
He's certainly shooting up grades, isn't he? He's going to be straight up to yellow after one meeting with a big points haul. So yeah, we'll see how he gets on tonight. I mean, even yellow, you know, he should be going quite well from yellow with the pace he's got. So.
But he only just got put up, didn't he? He only just scored 30 points. So
Right on the limit, yeah. He's sort of
very lucky.
stellar in the heats, wasn't he? Brilliant in the heats, and then the final and the national. You know, sort of trying a bit hard, maybe. I don't know, but.
Well, Wardy's back to join us now.
Hello.
What was your opinion of that world final race, Wardy?
From what I saw, it seemed a really good race. By the time Tom came past me, he had a massive lead, just waving by and carry on as normal. I was around Craig, who was putting the bumper about as much as I was, to be honest. But yeah, I had a good battle. At one point, I was 20 yards was to 10. It was the car's certainly wrecked now, anyway.
Is that it? New chassis time, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely new chassis time, yeah.
About time you brought that Dan Johnson car out on Shale as well, I think.
It seems to do well on tarmac, so I can't complain. I led the Euro for long enough before you turned up, so
Are you
Happy
not coming to
days.
join us in 48?
I will be watching 45 until the final, and I will be coming joining you for some action in the meeting final itself.
Oh, very good.
Super Steward Jamie Ward then. But good field of cars tonight though, Grasser. 42 cars turning out for the Bristol Formula 1 World Championship. That's got to be a new record really, hasn't it?
It's certainly the most cars we've had this season. We've had some big numbers in the past for World Final meetings. It really does attract the drivers, but yeah, I mean it's a massive turnout tonight, isn't it? I mean just making the meeting final is going to be difficult. You know, we've got, I think it's a 22 car final, you know, from 42, so there's a lot of drivers that are going to miss out there. So these qualifying heats are actually really, really important.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know about the qualifying for the final, each driver will receive 3 heats, and then the top 22 point scorers will go through to the A final, and then the next 20 will go through to the B final. That's if we still do have 42 drivers at the end of the meeting for the finals, and then we have 2 Grand Nationals, which every driver will be part of. Or would it be 3 Grand Nationals tonight?
It could be 3. It could be 3, yeah, if we still got the full 42, yeah.
That'd definitely be something to drag up the night a bit. But looking into this heat, I think this is heat number 1, isn't it? Or heat number 2?
This is heat number 1. Start with heat number 1. All the odd numbered heats we'll be covering tonight. So it'll be heat 1, heat 3. I think we'll be up to 6 heats. So heat 5, and also the
heat 7 as well, isn't there?
Oh, is there an extra heat as well?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure there were 7 heats.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be in here as well then, and then obviously the final and one of the nationals.
Well, heat number 1 is about to go racing as well. We're now all gridded up. Ryan Mackey will be on the front row for the white grade. Also got Oscar Hardwick there for the yellow grade along with Rizzo, Walker, Hunter and Lloydie in the blue grade, and then in the red grade is Liam Brown, Stocks, Liam Powell, Chevy Killer, Leak, and then Harmon, Dan Skin are at the back in the Superstar grade. They will have the flashing lights on top of their airfoils, generally the most quicker drivers in this one, as we now make our way into turn number 3, Grasser.
Yeah, and Ryan Mackey and Dan W leading them away. That's Ryan Mackey, yeah. Ryan Mackey's going to get a little bit of a lead here, I think. He tends to do that. He tends to get away, and then he sort of gets to his head for a bit, and he sort of drops back, doesn't he? So we'll see how he gets on in this one.
Yeah, running the curb there through turn 3 and 4, not always the quickest line. There's some action going on back towards the field as Oscar Hardwick, a commentator, joined me in the World Final race. He's already up into the 3rd position as well, already closing in on Ryan Mackey and Dan W out front. Dan W, ex-Bristol Formula 1 stock car and Bristol Formula 2 stock car racer, and he's still actually trying to make a comeback in the Bristol Formula 1 stock cars as well, so I've heard. But Hunter as well there, fighting with Walker on the exit of turn number 2. Big battle going on here as Hunter comes up the inside of Walker. Lloydie will go in there as well. Dan Skin making it all the way through from that star grade as well. He's managed to pass all the red grade drivers. Great drive from him so far, and as Tom D said, he knows when to use the bumper, and he just used it there on Hunter.
Yeah, he's just caught up with Lloydie. He was the second of the blue grade A. He's a tough one to pass, Lloydie, sometimes. He doesn't really want to give his position up too easy. And in fact, he's actually, himself and Walker have got away a little bit there. So it's Chevy Killer just the top of the reds at the moment. 2 blue tops, and then Liam 39 just tracking him, I think, just seeing what's going on really before making a move.
Yeah, Lee there just following through. Most drivers will sometimes choose to follow through a quicker driver, and that will get them to the front easier, as we see a change of position there for 3rd place. Oscar Hardwick will move up into 3rd from Rizzo. He's very fast around this track as well in that Yarrow car. He's got a new car coming, I've heard, a PJ Sturgios replica. A PJ replica, which should look very nice indeed. A few drivers opting to have replica car skins in this event as well.
So we've got Ryan Mackey that's leading the way still. He's got a little bit of a good gap now between the 109 car and then the 2 yellows, so it's going grade to grade at the moment.
Grade to grade, you say, but Chevy Killer already through to 5th place as well. He's leading that charge, but Lloydie, as you mentioned earlier, not going to let anyone get away. He's not scared to put in any of the bumper onto any star grade drivers. And That's what he's doing right now, and that's actually slowing them guys up because they've not managed to actually catch up the trailing car of Oscar Hardwick or Rizzo in that third place battle. So Chevy Killer seems to be away now, though, doesn't he, Grasser?
Yeah, well, I said that, Lloyd. He's coming back in immediately after you say that. And then, and as I say that, he puts the bumper in. And then Leah will be watching this and he'll be made up with this because, you know, unfortunately, you know, the red mist might come down in a minute and them two might take each other out. In fact, Lee's just made the move on Chevy Killer now. So Lee now is the, he's the top red now at the moment. With Lloydie actually doing a good job of defending his position there. He's kept that 5th place quite well, really.
Yeah, some drivers just do choose to use that bumper if they know they haven't got the pace that the star grade drivers have got. They'll just choose to use that bumper, and you knock them wide enough, it will lose them about a second on the racetrack. And looking towards a second on the racetrack, Dan W's actually closed that gap now onto Ryan Mackey, who's still out in front with just 2 laps to go next time by, but Dan W is still in that pounce for the last bender. But Rizzo also closing in fast as well. This is going to be a great battle for the lap as we now take the 2-lap board.
Yeah, and it's still running. As we started, really. Rizzo was the top yellow there, and he's trying to catch these two down. He might get to Dan. I'm not sure he'll get to Ryan unless he has a major disaster on the last lap. And as I say that, the board's come out for the last lap, and it's Ryan Mackey should have enough of a gap there, I think.
Should have enough of a gap, but W, he could go in very hard and go for it big time. No, he's not. Rizzo doesn't go in either, so it's going to be the way it ends. Ryan Mackey will take your checker flag in heat number 1. Dan W will come home in 2nd in the 109 car. 443 comes home in 3rd. Oscar Hardwick will come home 4th. Great finish there between Chevy Killer and Leak, though, for the 6th position. Lloydie home in 5th. Leak 6th. Chevy Killer 7th. Dan Skin unfortunately got tangled up in that. Come home in the 8th place. Liam Brown and then Ryan Walker rounding out your top 10. Some great racing already there in heat number 1.
Yeah, I think the front 4 were thinking final qualifying there, weren't they, without going in too hard. I mean, a good finish in one heat is usually enough to take you through to the final, so obviously all 4 were thinking that, I think, just going into that last lap.
Well, that's generally with 30 cars, though. With 42, you may need a good finish in 2 of the 3.
Yes, you could do, yeah. I think a win and a decent, half-decent result should see you through, I think. But yeah, you'd need to score consistently at least 2, I would say, tonight with a 42 car turnout.
There's some great turnout. Again, we must mention 42 cars is a big field, really, for online sim racing. It's 42 drivers. Don't generally see that much nowadays, do you?
No, we've been getting 30 odd most meetings, but yeah, 42, obviously, it's a superb turnout. And thanks to all the drivers that have raced tonight, actually, and you know, really supported the World Final in such good numbers.
Thanks to everyone on the stream as well. I don't know if you saw it during the peak, Grasser, but we actually did have 54 viewers during the peak of the World Final, which has got to be a new stream record for us as well.
Oh, wow. Apologies to everyone who can't understand me then, but...
If there is any problems or any questions, then feel free just to put them in the chat box and we'll happily answer them, or anyone you'd like to see come down here and have a little chat with us. Maybe you want to hear our world champion back in here again, double world champion. Maybe you can give us a few little techniques on how to drive these cars, because they're not the easiest, are they?
No, not at all. Certainly on Shell they're not. You know, they have a lot of power, these cars, and a lot of weight, and you know, it's tricky to get that power down on the track, especially on the dirt tracks.
Yeah, it is particularly tricky. Where do we head next week? I think it is tarmac, isn't it? Next week we head?
Yeah, we tend to alternate between tarmac and shell each week. I don't actually know where we are next week, which is very professional, isn't it? I'll go and have a look, hang on.
It's Arena Essex for shootout round 3 and whites and yellows number 13 as well. So white and yellow graded drivers will be doing battle in their big championship for them guys. That they got to have something to work for to the end of the season. That's their way of saying thank you for racing and putting in all the effort. Just if they're not, excuse me, that tad quick enough, isn't it, Grasser?
Yeah, the white and yellows races. The white and yellows races are usually good fun to watch, to be honest, because this really gives them something to race for, and some of them do take that very seriously, that championship. Actually, you know, we do. You know, I think we've got one driver that that's their main aim is to win that. Over the year. So
there is a couple of drivers that will try and stick at that white and yellow grade, isn't there, so they can just get into them rounds.
It's a good championship, though. To be honest, it does bring out some good races. The last race, I think it was. I think the last one was at Bradford actually last week, and it was a good race right to the end. That so.
Was it last week? I think it could have been the Bradford Shale meeting.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, I'm not sure. It was definitely Bradford. I know that. But which iteration it was, I can't remember. But
It should just be Bradford tarmac. I don't know what this shale stuff is. It's not for racing on at all.
This is the way forward, shale, even though there's hardly any tracks left, unfortunately. But
Yeah, getting smaller and smaller by the years, and I think soon we'll be using milled and all as well.
I can't imagine these around milled and all. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Well, the V8s were actually quite good at the Bristol Formula 2 semi-final. They were provided some actual quality racing around there.
Yeah, I mean, Mildenhall's actually a really good track, isn't it, for most forms? Really. It's more of a banger and F2 track, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I'd say it's more of a banger and saloon stock car track than anything. But then again, any Formula can go around a track, really. Then if there's a big car numbers, then it's going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly, yeah.
Right, I think it's time for heat number 3, as drivers are actually now making their way into the server. TS Jelly in here, Ricky James, one of the yellow top drivers who will be in the whites and yellows next week. Ben Chambers as well. Who else we got? We got Dan Skin in here as well. Oscar Hardwick again, Alex Montague, Ryan Simpson. So we've got a few good drivers in this one as well. Again.
Yeah, it's like I say, I mean, it gets mixed up every heat, but you know, it's there's some really good ones in this one, particularly from the yellow. Really, it's obviously the quicker two from the last heat, Oscar and Rizzo. You know, they've and Dan W as well. You know, they're 3 of the top 4 there from the last race, so you expect them to go well again in this one.
Yeah, you will expect them to go very well in this, and maybe we could see them taking the win, or maybe even Ricky James could come out with one of the surprise victories of the season again. Not winning very many races, but he always gives it 110%, doesn't he?
Yeah, he takes his racing very seriously, Ricky, to be fair to him, and yeah, he sticks at it, and he does get the odd good result, to be fair to him, you know. So I think he does better in F2s than these. I think he struggles a bit in these sometimes, but
yeah, unfortunately he didn't make the 2014 Formula 1 World Championship. I nearly actually said Formula 2 there as well. That'd have been a big boo-boo to make on stream, wouldn't it?
yeah. Was he on the grid for them, actually, thinking about it? I'm not sure if he was or not, actually.
Formula 2s, no, I don't think he did make the grid this year. I think he got taken out by TS Jelly, I think it could have been.
Dear. They're both in this race as well, so.
I thought you were meant to be on the F1 grid as well, or was that a mistake I was thinking?
No, I got took out in me semi-final. I didn't do the consolation, unfortunately. I wasn't here that week, so. Consolation was at Bellevue this year. I think it was Josh and Lee, was it? I think there were 2 that went through from that.
Josh, Lee, and there was 2 others as well that went through, I think. Ryan Simpson, and I forgot the other one, actually.
It's a shame, I actually usually go quite well around Bellevue,
Lloyd.
but yeah, Lloyd was the
Lloydie
other one.
as well.
Yeah, there we go. I'm just about to go to race.
What heat are you in this one then, Fast Track?
I'm in heat 4, which is the other server to use.
Well, you'll have to let us know the result at the end of that one then, but we'll be now lining up in heat number 3. Oscar Hardwick in this one. He'll take probably the front row of that yellow grade. We got Ryan Mackey in this one as well. Did I remember seeing him? No, we got Dan W in this one. The only white top in this. Tom Drabble obviously watching as well, as he's now made to retire after winning his 2nd championship on the trot. But who's the one to watch in this one then?
I think it's going to come from the front again, isn't it? I think, especially with just one white top, he should really get away from this, really, shouldn't he? Well, hopefully Dan will have a better heat. He got a bit stuck in the middle of that one, didn't he? But he was certainly the quickest driver once again, so we'll see how he gets on in this one.
Yeah, he's not actually the only white top. We've actually got Wardy as well, not Wardy 180 to be confused with. Actually, it's spelled a different way. Wardy 484. He's actually in this one as well, another white top in a Dan Johnson looking like car as well.
Popular them, aren't they? Them Don Johnson look-alike.
Especially with the names of Wardy as well. So maybe it's something to do with the name, maybe. Drivers now gridding up. We've got two yellows, 2 white tops, 3 yellows in this one. How many blues have we got? Are they all lined up?
We've got 3, I think. Yeah, Ryan
3 in
Simpson.
there,
Yeah, Ryan
4
Simpson.
A-grade drivers, and then 1 superstar right at the back, and that's Dan Skin. Will he have a better race this time though? He got tangled up in the last one with Lloydie, and that sort of ended his race early on, didn't it?
Yeah, he just got stuck behind him, really. He made quite a lot of ground up toward the end and got his top 8 place, but let's see if he goes better in this one. He should do, I think.
Hopefully he does. He'd be looking for them points. He got an 8th in heat number 1. Will he be able to get any more in this and qualify for the feature final? And that will be a big one to contest in this. We'll have 22 drivers, maybe even a few more if we can squeeze them onto the racetrack. As drivers now begin their rolling lap, and Dan W will lead them away on the pace, and that will be of 20 miles an hour. Drivers must keep their grade gaps as well, or we will be restarted and they may be sent to the back for a jump start.
Okay, we're away. And it's the two whites. The old, I see what you mean about the Dan Johnson lookalike car. It's very popular, isn't it? And them two get away. Oh, the yellows are straight in there, look at that.
Yeah, Oscar already putting in that bumper trying to get to the front of the yellows, and I think Rizzo's using his head and just saying, well, you're a quick driver, I'm going to let you go. And Dan W and Wardy actually fighting out front, and that's not the way them two need to be if they want to get away in this one, but a big battle going on as well. Dan Skin already managing to get through a few of the red-grey drivers. Tin Man there and Liam Powell. Tin Man falling to the back from the
Oh, one
blue
white's
as well.
gone already.
Wardy's gone, unfortunate for him, he was near the front. Dan W obviously thinking, I need to get rid of you to get to the front.
Yeah, he's disposed of him quite nicely onto the infield there, and he's got a good little gap now between himself and Oscar, I think.
Yeah, just about a second there sitting there, but then Oscar's got Rizzo right on the back of him as well, so Oscar's got to remember that pressure did not to get to him because Rizzo is closing in. Very fast driver around here, but we've also got our first of the blue-grey drivers coming through. Ben Chambers in the 8-0 machine puts Ricky James wide and goes up the inside, and T.S.
nice
Shelley
hit.
there as well, receiving some bumper work from his Dutch counterpart of Chevy Killer 184.
Oh, he's lost it. Chevy Killer's lost it. He's broadside on the car, and Liam Powell's just hit him in the nerve, so he's lost a lot of places doing that.
That was a simple dispatch there from Ryan Simpson in the 653 car as him, Dan Skin, Alex Montague and T.S. Jelly all fighting away there, and Jelly goes in hard with a big hit on Ryan Simpson. They're 3 wide on the exit of turn number 4. They come down into turn number 1. Alex Montague will go up the inside. He's got Jelly in front of him. Will he put into the big hits into turn number 3? Yes, he does. He goes in very hard, and that's allowing Danskin come through. So great racecraft from Danskin so far.
Yeah, he's just watched them whack each other to death, to be honest, so far. Well, they've all closed up again now, haven't they? So can these 3 reds get away and maybe catch the others? I'm not so sure. I don't think Charlie's going to. He's not going to let Alex there get away, is he?
I think with Charlie and Montague in the mix there, I don't think any driver's going to get away. And now Dan's unfortunately managed to get past Alex. He could be in the middle of this fighting battle, and there he is. He is in the middle of that as Alex actually comes in hard, and Skinner gets a big effect off of that. But he's now got the gap as Montague actually dives in, trying to go over the curb, but Simpson there puts him wide, and Simpson will move up into the 8th place, and Skinner and Jelly are now away.
Yeah, I think those two will probably work together a little bit now, try and catch these other cars. In fact, Dan just does fastest lap there, 13.7. That's a fast lap around here, that is. So, yeah, hopefully these two should catch. It's the first of the yellows, is it? Yeah, it's Ricky James, and then Oscar, Ben, and then Dan W.
Yeah, as you say that, Ben's actually just moved past Rizzo to take the 2nd place now, so he's going to be hunting down onto Dan W now as the lap boards do come out. It was 5 laps to go last time by, it will be 4 laps to go this time by as Dan W now comes into turn number 1 on the exit of turn number 2. Very smooth for a white top. He's got Ben Chambers coming down. I think this is going to be another one of them races that comes down to the last bend unless anyone makes a huge mistake in the end of this one.
Yeah, he's driving quite smoothly. He's got one. He's using the curb quite nicely there as well. Just got that one wheel on the curb, using it to turn the car. So, but Ben's making quite a lot of ground on him now. Last couple of laps.
2 lap board does come out for him though, and Danskin really not managed to get past Ricky James yet. He's right on the back of him. It could be a last bender for them as Dan W will now come round turn number 3. He will take the last lap board, and Ben Chambers will be right over the back of them as they come down this home straight away. And they're now just 1 lap to go. It will go be a last bender unless Dan W really gets it wrong, and Ben does Dan W there. Will Rizzo go in hard with the last bend hit? Ben drives it.
It's half-hearted, wasn't it?
That was very unlucky there for Dan W. Led start to finish and unfortunately came a cropper on the last lap, but great racing there from all the drivers.
Yeah. In fact, Dan recovered to 6th there, so it wasn't too much of a loss really. That should easily see him through to the final there.
2 good consistent finishes from that white top. Maybe he'll be going up to yellow grade next month. But your final finish in that one is 8-0 Ben Chambers, 443 Rizzo, Oscar Hardwick in the 42, Nanskin 236, H229, 109, 237, 184, 653, and your last top 10 finish was number 89. And I've actually just remembered, I don't know why I'm doing top 10, because it's only actually top 8 that score points in the F1s, isn't it?
That's correct. Yep. Top 8 finishers score points from 8 to 1, and yeah, if you're not, that 9th place is very annoying to get because it's just one away from that single point.
Yeah, it's one of them ones where you think, sometimes when you're in actually 11th and you think it's top 10 that score points, you're going hard for a 10th place hit, and you'll think that I've scored 1 point, that's going to get me in the final, and then you remember it's only the top 8 that score points, and
Yeah,
your night
that's
just
right, yeah.
goes, oh no, and it's one of them things, but great
And that-
racing in that one, and heat number 5 up next, isn't it?
It is, yep. Heat number 5. Have we got any more visitors, have we? Or?
I don't know, no, still just Fast Track and Wardy. Fast Track, what was the result in that heat then? Are you going to read us out or not?
Yes, result for Heat 4 was Chris A taking the win on that one. Lloyd 43 came in second, Harmon 262 in third, Lee 39 in fourth, Josh Hampson 297 in fifth, Fast Track 527 in sixth, Dode 151 in seventh, and Jack Morgan 249 taking the 8th place.
Right, I'm actually back now. I actually missed that result. Who won that one again, Fast Track?
The winner of that heat was Chris A 385.
Good result for him in that one then, Grasser. Very for a white top or yellow top? I can't remember. Did he get upgraded this
Yellow
month?
top, he is.
Very good result for them yellow tops there. We must mention the Whites and Yellows Championship again next week. I don't know. Will you be bringing it live, Grasser, or not? Seem to have lost your mic. It doesn't seem to be working when you want to speak. Because we're actually now Yellows Championship again next week. I don't know. Will you be bringing it live, Grasser, or not? Are you willing to have a little chat with Lee or not?
No, I'm just passing on a message for Mr. Grasser.
Oh, go on.
In the bomb.
Nice. Okay, thank you very much.
Is this something you've done wrong, is it?
Yeah, it's always something I've done wrong. It's like being at work, isn't it? You know.
Well,
It helps if you don't have your mic muted as well. I've noticed.
were you trying to talk with your mic on mute?
Yes, yes. Rookie error.
Never something good to be done in that one. And Jamie Ward's actually back with us as well.
Hello.
Hello.
How was your heat number 4 that you were watching?
Heat 4 seemed a really good race. Chris A won, so congratulations. It's nice to see the yellows go. The yellows go well, to be perfectly honest. It's a nice clean race. It kind of broke up into packs quite early. It saw a lot of drivers battling out for the 6th and 7th position, of course. Top 8 scoring points tonight, so there were 8 or 9 people battling out for the last 2 points in the heats, so always lovely to watch.
Yeah, we did mention it's going to be very hard for drivers to qualify for that A final, isn't it? 42 drivers showing up, so top 22 will get through, and it's been some very close racing at the moment for that top 8 positions.
Yeah, going back to the heat before that, the racing was absolutely superb. It was every single bend there was passing and locking, and it was absolutely awesome, to be perfectly honest. It's nice to see some turnout of drivers all kind of going for a big race.
I mean, it's been a bit of a yellow graders. It's been a bit of a lower graders night actually so far, hasn't it? Most of, I think all is it all 4 heats have been sort of won by the lower graders so far. So
yeah,
that's what Coventry is really. If you can get away, then there's no one that can really stop you. If you got that consistency, then I think you're away, and it's not really an easy track to take a hit on either, is it?
no, especially with the curb as well. I mean, to say I know. You kind of watch now. I mean, I'm watching the server that I'm in now, and you can see just as soon as the front left touches the curb, it just completely sends the car off because it's chucking the weight about everywhere. So it's nice to see like the F1s take to a track like this where everyone's kind of setting the cars up differently, whether they're setting the car up to go around the curb or touch the curb or etc.
Yeah, we saw Dan W in the heat number 3 actually riding around the curve, didn't we, Grasser? It was a very interesting line from him, and he led nearly start to finish and came a cropper on the last lap.
Yeah, he was very tight onto that curb. I mean, that brings its own problems sometimes though, because obviously it transfers the weight a bit different when you come off that curb. You know, and it can sort of spit you towards the fence there. But yeah, I mean, it's a very there's a couple of ways you can set up for this track. You know, you got to think about traffic versus outright pace. I think sometimes around here.
Yeah, that's how drivers set up on tarmac, isn't it? Save them tyres until the last 10 laps and then be really pushed to the end, isn't it?
Yeah, on tarmac, I mean, looking after them tyres is very important.
And of course, going back to that European Championship again, Jake, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I did wrong.
Yeah, you didn't save your tyres, and then I did just have to, take advantage of that car. It'd have been wrong of me not to, wouldn't it?
Well, at least Liam Brown won, and there's a dispute about the racing otherwise.
No, it was a very good race, and I got to admit, Liam Brown was very good on me in the last couple of laps, and end of the day, he won it fair and square, and I'm happy with third place. I wasn't expecting anything really after 5 minutes of practice. But right, time to kick on with Heat 6, isn't it?
Yeah, Heat 5 for us and Heat 6 for Wally, who will be stewarding. We've got a couple of similar cars again. I think this time Dan W seems to like the server, doesn't he?
Seems to be a favourite of his, that odd number, isn't it?
And he's lined up to 241, which is a new car for us, I think. Mark Puxty in that one.
Yeah, and we'll see Ricky James again coming in, and 474 Danny King. His first time in this server tonight as well, so first time he'll be on the stream. He wasn't in the World Final, unfortunately. A good fair few red tops in this one as well.
Yeah, there's a lot in this one, isn't there? There's 5 in this one rather than 4 in the last one. I've got a couple of good blues as well, some quick blues. You've got Mitch Wells there in 356. And Hunter as well, he's a new member this year in 62. Yeah,
Will Hunter.
Yeah, he's been going great guns, hasn't he, this year in real F1s?
Yeah, whether he's trying his own brother's setup maybe on the virtual side is something we may have to ask him. But I know some drivers have tried it.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've known some drivers have actually tried it. As we now go green flag racing, and Mark Puxty actually does take the lead from Dan W in this one, but Dan W already putting him out wide in turn number 1. And this is something we're going to see throughout this whole one, I reckon, is them two fighting to the end.
Yes, I think so. All the blues are in already.
Yeah, the blues a very good start actually. Ryan Simpson already getting a big gap over the Mitch Wells, who's actually fallen back through the Red Tops Hunter there as well, falling through to the back as Dode comes up the inside of him in turn number 3. Leighton Holroyd there as well as they come down the home straight again, and we've actually got Dan Skin in this one again as Mitch Wells there gets put out wide, and now we're going to see Dan Skin actually accelerate if he can get away from this red top pack as Tess Jelly goes in for the hit. And no, this is where we're going to need to watch Dan Skin, isn't it?
Yeah, he's away now. He's got that gap he needed, while the other Reds, battled behind him. And we'll soon see that fastest lap chart come up, I think, for Dan after he's done a couple of clean laps. He's only got 4 cars. He's only got 4 cars to get now as well, to be honest. So, and there we go, fastest lap instantly. So,
taking that favoured Mark Gilbank line though, isn't he? One wheel on the inside curb. It's a very interesting line to see him run.
yeah, I mean, he's not particularly sideways either. He's just turning the car on entry and then just letting it glide all the way around. Nice. And he's a bit wide there, as I say that, but and there we go, 13.7.
He's already closing in the gap on Ricky James as well, as Mark Puxty still leads the way from Danny King and then Dan W and Ricky James then. But he's already closed that gap. It was about 3 seconds to Ricky James, and now it's down to absolutely nothing.
Nope, he's caught these very quickly, and Ricky's just getting involved now with Dan W, and Dan will do 2 in 1 here, I think. Will he? Yes, he will, yeah.
The brilliant racecraft there coming out from one of the best in the sport. And now he's just going to close down on Danny King, and it's going to make it look easy when he passes him. He just uses the bumper so lightly just to put him off the line, and he just passes him straight up the inside, and then that's him away, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's just got a little nudge, particularly when they come off the brake. That's when you want to, just give them a little nudge. And that'll be enough to put them quite wide, and then you can get the grip on the inside then. He's made a lot of ground up there on Danny King. Danny King's a bit all over the place now. He's just come wide off that corner.
Yeah, as we just head past the halfway point in this one, the Union Jack flag was just shown. We'll soon be coming around to 5 laps to go. There's actually a big battle on there, as I think Dode's actually just been spun out on the back straight, and Mark Puxley, Danskin goes to the inside, just avoiding that there, and still not managed to get past the 474 machine yet either, but there's some great racing going on towards the back. Well, there was a big pack, and Dode, I think, actually broke that up when he actually took a spin.
Yeah, but he's a lap down now. He's just in the middle of the pack. He's just stuck in the middle. I'm not so sure how he got there, to be honest, but he seems to have kept out of the way, and he's just, he's going to retire there, I think, now.
Yeah, that's the end of Dode's race, but back out in front, Danskin has there just dispatched a lap down car. That's Mitch in the 356 machine, and he's now straight onto the back of the leader with just 3 laps of this one to go, and Puxley actually moves wide for Danskin. That is something that some of the lower grade drivers do move out of the way for the likes of Danskin, Tom D, and some of the superstar drivers, because they know they just can't compete.
Yeah, I mean, they'd rather take the finish over the non-finish, wouldn't they? I think, and that's the. I think that's the thing. I mean, Mark has got a very good lead over TS Charlie at the moment. So I think Charlie will get him towards the end as the boards go out now for the last lap.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to watch. Will Jelly be able to go in on the last bend? He's known for one of the big hard hits, and it's going to be something to watch as Danskin enters turn 3.
And there we go, he's in.
Oh! Big hit there. Puxley goes in backwards, and he's actually. No, he's not managed to get there. He does come.
Oh, well played from Mark though for reversing over the grid.
Yeah, that was a what should we say? An uncalled for hit, really?
It was a bit OTT, wasn't it? I think.
It was 2 wheels over the curb, especially in for the heat as well. We'd more likely to see that in the World Final or the final, but great race there from all the drivers, and great race there for Danskin. And your final top 10, Grasser, I'm sure you can run us through this time.
Yeah, it's winner's place there, 236, Dan Skinner, TS Jarley in 229, Mark Puxley 241, Ricky James in 237, Danny King there holding on for 5th in 474, 109 in 6th, Ryan Simpson 7th, and rounding out your point scorers, Chevy Killer in 184.
Well, some great racing there.
Kind of ironic that the red graders managed to dominate that, as a red grader managed to dominate our heat as well. Over.
What happened in heat number 6 then? What do you give us a rundown?
Bit of a clean race, really. Alex got away quite early, and that was that.
Don't tell me he won it.
Yeah.
Montague taking a win. Oh, previous final winner of last week then.
Lloydie 2nd, Josh Hampson 3rd, and Fast Track 4th.
Well, some red top domination in them 2 heats then, as we've now just got 1 heat left, isn't it? Heat number 7.
Yeah, we put the knockers on the lower grader thing, didn't we?
Yeah, the curse of the Coventry.
It's that happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was 4-4-3 Rizzo that managed to get away quite early on the NARS, but Montague managed to close him down with a really good break from the start, to be honest. But just heat 7 to go then.
There you go, come join us and commentate on this one then, Wardy.
I might pass a few words, yes.
I'm sure you're passing more than a few words. I've heard you before, and you're actually quite good.
Be interesting to see what goes on in this race. I'll be back in a mo.
Just been told by my desk fan that cools my computer is making a bit too much noise on this stream, so I've just turned it off. So if it blows up and we lose the stream, that's why. But
Well, we hope
you can blame Mr. Aramis. Yeah, you can blame Mr. Aramispero for that one. Yeah, because he's watching intently on the stream. So shout out to Mr. Drum there.
Question for Drum though. Will he answer it? Will he be trying to retain his F2 Irish Championship on Monday?
Well, I've heard that he is. I've heard he is. Yeah, that's the rumour. Better that, considering I painted the wing for him. So.
Always goes very well round Nuts Corner though. Drumstick, one of the best in the Formula 2 stock cars.
Yeah, certainly on time at drums. He's one of the top guys, and he'll be trying to defend that title as much as possible, I think.
Well, drivers now make their way into heat number 7. We see Kane Morgan in here for the first time of the night. We also see Fast Track make his way in here. Fast Track, what are you looking for in this one? What's your previous results been?
My previous results has been a 6th place in my first heat and a 4th place in the second.
So you're just looking for another consistent finish like that, and you guaranteed that final spot, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a finish that I've done in the heats. A win would be nice, but we'll see. We've got a few fast drivers on the server and here.
I would say you've probably done enough, to be honest, there. I was saying, what have you had, a 2nd and a 4th, yeah?
6th and a 4th.
Oh, 6th and a 4th. Oh, in that case, no. Sorry, Pastor.
It could be though. It could be enough.
Yeah, it
points.
could be, to be honest. I'm only messing. Yeah, it probably is.
6 and 2. That's it's
I
only
might
8
scrape
points.
it depending on this heat.
It's 8 points. It could be on that margin. Could be on that margin. You know, you may be on the bounce line for the final. But this is always the big heat, isn't it, Grasser of the night? Heat number 7, where all the drivers that have not had 3 heats will just overspill into.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and all of these will be looking for a result here. Bit of an odd one, yeah. It's a bit of an odd one, really, when it's tucked on the end. You know, just one single heat.
Yeah, it is. But I think sometimes it's better to have more heats because you've not got that many cars in each race, have you?
Yeah, I mean it's very rare that we have a 7 heat. You know, it tends to run close to 6 really. But I mean, you know, just with the turnout, it's just, you know, unfortunately, you know, I mean this heat alone has got, you know, it's a full grid of, you know, 7 heats basically. So.
Yeah, previous heat winners in this one as well. Ben Chambers in here, Dan Skin in here as well. Ryan Simpson just joining us as well. European champion Liam Brown as well, and Tom Drabble's joined us back in the booth as well. And 2014 world champion Tom. Sunk in yet?
Yeah, he's sunk in now. Finally.
I bet you're pretty bored though, aren't you, not being able to race the rest of the meeting?
Ah, we're on the base now, aren't we? Enjoying the...
Alright, on the beers, yeah. Well, I've got the barbecue and everything, yeah.
Yeah, proper stock car style. Let's get it on, enjoy some racing. Some top class action on the Brandon Bowl, hopefully.
The Brandon Dip, as they call it in the previous years though.
Brandon what?
Yeah.
Brandon Dip with a hole in the back straight.
Alright. Sounds a new one on me.
I've
always
heard
quite...
a few people call it, but to be honest, I'm not a fan of Coventry.
I can imagine that being the right of Stoke, like, you know, but no. But that'd be Stoke Dips, wouldn't it? Not Dip.
I don't know what you'd call Stoke. I don't think we'd be able to say it on stream.
Great track.
The infamous hole in turn 1 didn't appear tonight. In the world final, at least, maybe.
Maybe for the Grand National.
In the final.
We're going to put some tyres around it, right? I'm going to model them quite quick, everyone will get an update and put some tyres around it, yeah.
A couple of the flying Dutch superstars entered in this race. And to make amends for a poor evening so far on all the distance they've travelled.
Yeah, it's replicating what we had at the weekend, really, for the actual F1 world. There was a fair few Dutch over, and we've got a fair few Dutch races in this one, haven't we?
They all got took out, didn't they? They all got that entire row 3, not even start the restart.
Yep.
I don't think, no, they didn't, no.
Well, we all know Speaky did, but I mean, it's I'm sure that entire Dutch, like, third row basically just didn't exist after one lap.
They did go in hard into that Speaky lap, didn't they? But not something we saw actually on turn 1 tonight, was it?
No, not at all, no.
No, the trouble seems to come in 3 and 4 from my aspect of it. I certainly know that's when I went whaling in.
Alright, we're away. That's big.
That's what you saying. No one pushed at the moment in this heat though, everyone making it through that turn 3 and 4 and down into turn 1 and 2 as well, drivers making it through very fine. Skinner already making some big positions up from the back. Actually, he's not actually in this one. I actually thought Skinner was in this one, but obviously not, he's had his 3 heats. Kane Morgan coming through well though.
Oh, Armour pops a wheelie down the home straight.
Yeah, he really rode up on the back of Kane there, didn't he? It's a brand new Harrison machine. It's not that long, has he, Kane?
No,
he's not
maybe a
long.
month or 2, yeah.
Not had it long, and it's probably already need a few new Nerf rails and front and back bumpers on it though, after the amount of hits he's been giving out in recent weeks.
He does like the odd bumper every now and then, Kane does.
Yeah. Seems to be Liam Brown making the progress in this one, though.
And this is... It's just a typical red top race this at the minute, from my vantage point.
Yeah, we've got it on the front three are away here. The front three are, well, as Oscar, our previous commentator from the World Finals, just trying to get second place there off Wardy 484. Not Wardy that's in here, by the way.
As we actually just see Ryan Simpson there get dispatched as well on the home straight. He's now lost his top 8-point scoring position, not been a very good night for him, even in the World Final. He didn't have a very good finish.
And we got three-way battle.
Yeah.
Three-way.
Three wide coming out of two there.
The previous commentator taking the lead, though.
Yeah, new guy Oscar Hardwick. He's definitely shown he's not one to be messed with at the moment, isn't he? Very good pace he's shown in the past couple of weeks, as well as in the
Especially
F2s.
after the second week.
Definitely had some very good times last week, scoring 30 points, automatic upgrade to yellow grade, and now he just seems to be driving away from Putsty and Wardy as well.
Yeah, the Wardy and Puxley seem to be having a great little battle for that second place, though, but they're certainly not giving each other any favours as Ben Chambers there closes in.
Yeah, Ben Chambers is the one on the move now, and he's put Wardy wide quite well there actually. He's got a good 3-car gap between himself and the white top now.
TS Jelly there in hard on 474, Danny King into turn number 3. Brown up the inside, that's a big hit, typical Dutch move from TS Jelly though, likes that bumper, big hitter in the Briscoe Formula 1 stock cars as Liam Brown there comes through now into that 5th place. And it's a big battle going on here between the first 3 red top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly looks like
Oh, Wardy's not having any of it now, only Spawn, he's held Leighton up now as well.
be good to see what Harman does now. Renowned for the big hits.
You've been on the end of a few of them, haven't you, Jamie, in your past?
We all have, haven't we?
You and mine as well.
As he actually there puts in fast track into turn number 3 as he actually nearly gets spun out there by Kane Morgan and Leighton. I think they're trying to get rid of that Dutch guy and get forward into the top 8 positions because he is holding him up as Morgan there goes for a half spin, half spin as Ben Chambers moves into 2nd place and he's closing down the leader.
Yeah, that leader's pretty much half a lap ahead.
He's got a good lead, hasn't he? Yeah,
It's coming down though a bit. Ben seems to be bringing it down, but then it goes back up again though.
Yeah, Ben's very, very sideways in the middle of the bend. I don't think he's got the best tyres at the moment.
It's going to be interesting to see if TS Jelly will do what he does as the last lap board now comes out for Oscar Hardwick. Will he do what he did to Mark Puxley on the last bend before? We saw him going very hard, didn't we, Andy?
Yeah, he wasn't lifting off, was he? Let's be honest. And he's going to do it again? No, he isn't. He's fought better at that one, hasn't he?
Very restrained last bend there.
Yeah.
Going in with a big hit there on fast track. Oh, and
Leighton.
All right there. Wow.
Ricky James actually coming through 10th.
Yeah. The very, very big hit for no points, to be honest.
We all forgot about Oscar, didn't he? He went and won that one, didn't he? We didn't even notice.
This, the quiet guy out front, and Andy, run us through your top 8 again.
Okay, so we've got Oscar, 42, winning that one without us even really noticing, did we, really? Ben Chambers in 80, Charlie in 229, Liam Brown in number 90, coming home in 4th place, Mark Puxley 241 in 5th, Danny King 474 in 6th, Fast Track in 7th, and Harman round that top 8.
Well, great race that was. I think all 4 of us enjoyed that from in here, didn't we?
Yeah, it was an absolutely cracking heat, to be perfectly honest, yeah. I suppose it'd be nice to ask you a few more questions about the World Final, to be honest, Tom. I mean,
Fire away.
I know it's kind of finally sunk in, but you must be so much running through your head right now as to what you want to choose number-wise, etc. I mean,
I've asked
you've
him that one.
absolutely cleaned up this year. Have you had any more on the thought?
Yeah, we have had a dominant year, that's why I always push for him. Winning the world title last year, I wanted to make sure I put my name down in history, sort of thing. I want to be one of those quiet world champions, and we achieved that with 9 final victories at the start of this season.
Yeah, your final run this year it's been awesome, really, hasn't it? Just final after final. I mean, last season you struggled to get one at all, didn't you?
I didn't win a final at all last season, and it was it's a hard year last year. Even though we won the World Final and the National Points Championship, it was hard fought without any final wins. But this year they've just come by like buses, to be honest. They come in twos really. Win two, don't win one. Win two, don't win one. And it's been pretty surreal. I'd never expected anything like this. But then again, my main challenger Dan hasn't really been able to race as many meetings, and I think that's shown in his quality of driving because he's not been at his dominant self like he has in the past.
Danskin's certainly proven himself in the F2s, though, of course. Last week he managed to make it 3 world titles in a row, and I suppose that's what you're going to have to aim for now in the F1s.
Well, it's one of those things. If I might go for it, I might not. I don't know.
Don't lie,
whether
Tom.
to
we
go
know
out
you
on a
will.
high or not.
Don't forget, you're always
Not
guaranteed.
sure,
Yeah.
we'll get to see.
Well, if my history serves right, you're the first person to win the World Championship 3 times in a row on R Factor, and including heat 4. Well, not in a row, 3 times overall, and 4 times including heat. You're the first ever person to do so.
Yeah, it's quite an achievement, to be honest. When I first started on that, when I first started racing, I just didn't expect to be any good, and it's just unbelievable, to be honest. It's amazing.
Very well respected as well throughout. Wherever you go, you get a lot of respect, don't you?
Yeah, I have lately. In my early days, and when I won my second my first world title, well, my world title back in 2010 now. I wasn't overly well respected because I was a very hard hitter. I'm not saying I'm not a hard hitter still, but I'm a bit more reserved in my hits, and they're only dished out really when they need to be, and they're a lot more restrained.
Your racecraft has grown, shall we say?
Yeah, that's really improved. That has.
It just comes with experience, that though, doesn't it? The more you race, the more racecraft you get, and the better you get, doesn't it? That's the way it works, really.
I say it's been a big learning curve, to be honest, changing from the controllers as well, to be honest, but never expected it. Also, can't thank Stumpy enough as well. Stewards every week, week in, week out. Formula 1s, Formula 2s, the lot. And
Yeah, I'll
he keeps
certainly join you on that one,
going, to be fair. He's there every week, and if anybody's interested, he has got a race seat for sale.
I sure love you for putting that out there, Tom.
Contact Stumpy on the infield more than likely all evening.
You on commission there, Tom?
What do you mean
Sorry?
What do you mean on the infield? Be up in the
The,
steward's box in the warm with a nice cup of tea.
Well, sometimes he's on the infield, like he was getting in the action sometimes, but more often than not, you will find him in race control and just sat there, like you say, with a cup of tea, watching over proceedings. But if anybody's interested, then contact him after the meeting, probably.
What sort of race seat is it though, just so they know?
It's quite a well-renowned place here, I believe. Top quality product and going for the right price, and it does definitely improve your racing having a race seat.
You got one yourself?
I haven't, no.
You're not one of
If
the
somebody
guys
wants
on
to
a wheelie
sponsor me
chair.
one, then I'm more than welcome to.
You're not one of the guys on a desk chair with wheels, are you? And you suddenly get further and further away as you're racing, or not?
No, I'm on a solid chair, but it'd have to be a solid chair with me sitting on it.
Thing is with that, Tom, right? I mean, you just said like you'll definitely improve your racing if you buy, a proper play seat and all that. And, like everyone, like in UKDirt is probably praying that you don't get one. You know, because
You get faster.
don't get one. Don't buy it.
I have used them in the past, like, and there's just no room for one really at the minute, but they do definitely improve the feel for the racing, and they definitely improve. Cause you're a lot comfier and everything.
I've got one. It does make a big difference, to be honest. It makes it a lot comfier. Like I know Wardy's got one as well, and I'm sure he'll bear me out with that one. Like.
Because the only problem with mine is the fact that we're all sat here promoting play seats and we're not actually getting paid to do so. And that's
We should stop
Well,
promoting them
the
then.
only issue
You're,
there.
you're not.
Other race rigs are available.
That's the
I'm on
proper
50%
disclaimer, Grass.
commission with Stumpy.
Yep.
He sells it.
Well, you must also mention as well, Tom, your previous real-life racing experience as well in the Heritage F1s. Does that give you a big help as well online or not?
It doesn't. It does help, like, and you do learn how much more respect you do have to have in real life compared to the online racing, should we say. It definitely helps you out, like, you learn a bit more racecraft, and you learn a lot more respect like racing, because you can't go around throwing the car about getting damaged willy-nilly.
Any future plans to come back out?
I might be an appearance towards the latter end of the season, but I think people better keep their eyes peeled from next season, and there could be big developments in the real racing from myself, hopefully, if everything goes to plan.
What are you looking towards? Can you give us a sneak peek?
Very similar. That's the one. You did
And that's
mention
as good as
Heritage
you're getting
F1, and
without kicking on.
if you remove the Heritage, then you might be somewhere in the ballpark there.
So there is definitely future plans.
There's definitely future ones, yeah.
It's always nice to see. It's nice to see people from UKDirt racing for it. To be fair, we've got quite a few now, haven't we?
We have,
Yeah,
yes.
I think to run through that quickly, we've got Ashley England who raced tonight. That's of course last weekend he was in the F2 World Championship himself. And we've got Will Hunter. He kind of has a play about with his brother Henry. We've got Mitch Wells who races the Class 7 autographs as of next year. He races the Class 2s this year. Chris Hardwick, he races, of course, Grasser. He raced the Class 1 autographs. I mean,
Yep, indeed.
Liam Brown as well,
loads.
Formula Brisker F1.
Yep.
Jack Morgan, Kane Morgan, Alex Montague, Formula F1. Loads of them racing. Yeah, as you say, Jamie, there is got to be the league with the most drivers that ever have actually raced in real life as well, isn't it?
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see. I know we do get a lot of people around the tracks and stuff, in real stuff as well. It's good to see him do so well. To be fair.
Was the king of the outside line saying that?
King of the outside line, yeah.
A few Dutch drivers as well that are on the grid that are associated with in
Come
real
to
life
speak
racing.
about it, TS Jarley actually races some form of F2, doesn't he?
Formula 2, junior Formula F2's over in the field
Foreign
of
land.
Holland, and Harman van Carlsbach sponsors a car in the Dutch Formula 1 scene.
Awesome.
May see a future out in maybe one day.
Yeah, who knows?
And there we go, boys. The final is rolling.
Final is rolling
Of course, Dan
indeed.
W there rolling past, and that white grader, of course, the next Formula 1 driver himself.
Yeah, and Formula
He's
2,
just-
and
yeah,
he may be
just
coming
keep
back. So
rolling
there's talks he may be coming back soon, and he's got a fire engine apparently, Jamie, to transport his cars.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's what you wanted it. And we're away.
As you say, the green flag flies now, and it's a typical start for the white tops. Ryan Mackie getting out in front already as the yellow grades with Ricky James out in front. That's a very unusual sight as him getting away from the yellows. Will he be able to surprise and upset as Ryan Mackie there actually gets taken around by Mark Buxty? Danny King goes around as well. There's a little bit of trouble there on the exit of turn 2 for some drivers, but everyone managed to make it through towards the back.
So it's
A lot of red to this,
being closed down by Ricky Lee James.
That's great stuff for Ricky already though, but Ben Chambers leading that blue grade. He's going to be one to watch in this. Liam Brown though, already through into 6th from the red grade. He's got a very good start in this one.
Awesome to see the
Ricky
European
James is
champion doing so
making
well
a
as well.
challenge for the lead. My interrupt there. He's got the inside line on him. He's dropped him behind. He's gone for an 8. And he's making hard work of this pass. The yellow grader is.
I think he's got it done
Ricky
now.
all
He's got
over
it done, yeah.
now. Will Dan
Obviously.
come wailing back?
There we go,
finals-
Ricky.
Well, he's got a gap as well.
He's the lad.
This final's got a lot more pressure though, hasn't it? The crowd attendance at the World Final meeting, and the meeting final of the World Final meeting. That's every driver's dream to win if they don't win the actual World Final.
That's literal as well.
Like Ricky, it means 10 times more, doesn't it, than anything at the moment, really.
We've got trouble just in front of Ricky there, going on between Oscar Hardwick and...
Fast track, I think that is actually.
Fast track there, yeah.
But look at that, and the one driver that can't be counted out in this is Rizzo in the 443 machine. He's coming through very quick at the moment, setting some very good lap times.
Flying. And looking down further down there in fifth, this is Liam Brown in the 90 machine, the European champion. He's well charged through the field now.
Danskin's also making his way through past Ben Chambers and Chris A there.
Lap 9.
Dan's a big mover from the Superstar. He's up to 6 already now. So can he wheel his yellows in? Ricky's got a good lead there, to be fair. Oh, he's going to get caught up there by Oscar, but he's through.
Liam Brown is up to 4th in mean.
Rizzo makes it through the backmarking car of Oscar Hardwicker as well. Dan W, though, will he be a contender to play in the top 3, or will he be taken out by Liam Brown?
And here we go.
It should be interesting to see. Danskin's up to 5th.
Mackie there putting the bumper in on Liam Brown. Lap down there. Liam Brown's actually under trouble.
Been held up there.
We've got to change to the lead. Rizzo's just got Ricky.
He nearly got caught up with the white top there. And this is playing into Dan Skinner's hands. And meanwhile, we've had a lead change. Rizzo is to the lead.
So, it's Rizzo from Ricky James from Dan W. There you go, your top 3 whites and yellow grades there.
And the big guns start forming behind the top 3.
Yeah, Liam Brown and Dan looking menacing now, aren't they, in 4th and 5th?
Yeah, just as we've now gone halfway through this race as well, it's not long left to go, but it's still a lot of the time for Dan Skin to make that 2-second gap up, really, that he's just got over Rizzo.
He's just put fastest lap in as well, 13.8.
He's absolutely pacing lap times at the minute, Dan Skinner is. Backing out now, free butter, literally. Oh, we got a car.
Oh!
Whoa, what's gone on there?
That was
thankfully all the leaders have got around the trouble except maybe one. Has Dan W been caught out there?
Yeah, that was Chris A there who just spun onto the infield. He came a gunner under the own power of his car and spun to the infield. He actually...
Wow, we've got TS Jelly rolling down the back straight.
And in the meantime, Dan has just put a move on Liam Brown and he's in the 3rd place now. So he's got Ricky and Rizzo to go.
Oh, it's all happening now.
We've got 5 laps to go though. Don't think Dan's going to have... Oh, but there's a track blockage on the back.
Oh!
Good
Rizzo's
avoidance.
lost a massive amount of time there. Dan's up to 2nd place.
Great avoidance there from Danskin on the back straight though.
So, as it stands, we've got Rizzo, Danskin, Ricky James and Liam Brown. Liam Brown just taking the 3rd place now.
So can Rizzo hold on?
Skinner is absolutely flying and we got
3 lap
carnage in
board.
turn 1.
This is going to be absolutely awesome finish to this meeting final now.
Fastest lap from Dan as well, just that last lap.
Get there, surely.
It'll be the 2-lap board this time.
And Rizzo's got trouble in front of him.
Mackie there comes right out in front of our race leaders. Just missed some Harmons there though as well, and we know Harmon and Danskin do trade some big hits.
Pinball here. He is a pinball,
but
it's not working.
He's rode it. He's rode it.
Oh, wow.
He's actually pulled away. And again, another one. Oh!
Oh, he's got him.
And Danskin takes the lead. Just one more bend to go. Is Rizzo going to do much? He's taken out by TS Jelly there.
Josh Hampton gets put in hard by Liam Brown.
Montague.
Is that Josh Hampton I see rolling over there in the background?
Yes, it was indeed.
People spinning across the line.
What a race that
tragic,
was.
That last bend.
Ricky
Great
James,
finish.
incredible 6th place there from the early leader.
What a race. What a race for an A final on the World Final night. You couldn't ask for more, could you?
Absolutely awesome.
Absolutely belting race, and Dan just showed what real pace he had in that race. And if he hadn't have got caught up at the start of that World Final, it could have been an enthralling battle for the World Final, but it's not to be. But he takes the meeting final. He'll take a nice big check home with him tonight. A bit of a consolation.
I don't think it is coming home second to his main rival though in the World Final. I think that's more of an upset to him than what winning the final, don't you think?
Maybe, but I don't know. A second and a first on World Final now. It can't get much better than that.
Well, run us through your top 10, please. Whoever's willing to.
Right, 2 secs.
Well, that's awkward. Went home
was just
in
typing,
your
that's all.
top podium position. 236 Dan Skin. He'll take that massive check, as Tom D says he can only dream, maybe. Rizzo home in second in the 443, and Alex Montague home in third on the last podium spot in 89. Liam Brown in number 90 car comes home in fourth. 8-0. Ben Chambers in fifth. Ricky James in sixth. Josh Hampson in seventh after that roll. And then Dan W 109, sorry, coming home on the last point scoring position in that final.
It was a good final, that, wasn't it? It was a good finish as well.
Yeah, some real close racing. You can't doubt that.
Absolutely, and so,
Yeah.
I thought Ricky was a little bit unlucky there. He got away quite well, didn't he? But yeah, he hung on for sixth there, so that's a good result for him, to be honest.
Just caught him out. I think he just put them at the wrong time, but
He didn't move him quick enough, did he? He decided to sit behind him, and
no,
the way he went wrong.
That's the only problem. Like when you're a lower grader driver, you just can't always guess when the right time is to make that move, and it just proves so critical. Like you say, you saw Danskin just paced through the field.
Yeah, he was quite sneaky at the end as well, wasn't he? Using Harmon as a little bit of a cushion, to not Ritto wide. So
It nearly didn't pay off the first attempt he did, but it did in the end.
yeah, Ritto actually made from the first one, didn't he? He sort of got a little bit more of a gap, if anything, on the home straight.
He
But
did, yeah, he's just very unfortunate. A lot of people will be calling for Harmon. He should have moved out of the way, but it's move or be moved at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is. And Tommy, you listen to some very classic music in your background.
I am, yes.
Oh, thought so. Is that you celebrating your victory after a few pints? I must say though, what great stream numbers we've had tonight, though, Grasso. It's 52 guys for the world final watching on the stream. It's got to be a new record, that.
I think it is, yeah. It's by far the most record we've had, to be fair. That's good to see, though, isn't it? I didn't expect to get 52 people watching, to be fair, but.
Quick update, sorry lads to interrupt, but from our pit lane report, it appears that Josh Hampson's loading up too much damage with that collision with a fence post coming out of turn 4. I don't think he's going to get it fixed in time for the Grand National. Sorry.
Were you about to say world final there, Tom?
I nearly did, yeah. It's a shame, like seeing one of the top class drivers not going to make it out for the Grand National. Payback normally occurs from the final. Or from all the whole evening, to be honest. And
Yes, that's what the Grand Nationals are there for some people, isn't it? Just to get some revenge from the previous races of the night, isn't it?
indeed, it's all hands on deck trying to fix Hampson's car, but it's not looking likely. And we're coming up towards that curfew time. Can't hold the gate all night, unfortunately.
Well, as we wait for the Grand Nationals, we ask you some more questions, Tom?
Yeah, you fire away if you want
If
to.
we've got any, have you got any, Andy?
Well, I don't know. You planning to race the rest of the season? You got the shootout. I mean, if you've got any, plans to do the rest of the shootout, I assume you're going to lead that by quite a bit, aren't you? Now.
Yeah, I plan to do the rest, the remaining meetings this season at least, and we'll be going for the shootout. Don't get me wrong, we'll be giving it a try. I wouldn't call it a substantial lead. We've only got a 27-point lead over Harmon, but when you start looking down past Harmon, the gap does increase by over 30 points, and over 40 points to 4th place, etc. So it's a bit of an advantage, but there's still a few meetings to go, to be fair, in the shootout, and anything can happen.
I mean, after Hennisford, though, you were a mile out in front. That was complete domination, really, at Hennisford, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a cracking meeting at Hendersford. It was a great build-up for the World Final, even though it was on the wrong surface, but the two meetings, Bellevue, where the consolation semi-final was held, and Hendersford, they had 2 finals out of 2, and it just gets the confidence flowing, and
You
All
just go
falls
in-
into shape, doesn't it?
It does, like everything just starts coming together towards the end of the season. Thankfully, and hopefully the World Final win will boost me forward a bit more now in the push for the shootout and the World qualifying rounds for next season.
Plans for next season then? We'll see you back on the raceways.
Oh, you'll see me back on the raceways.
You'll definitely
got-
be here again.
Got to display the old gold, silver, and British Championship titles. I've never held the British Championship, so it'd be nice to actually get that on the wing finally. It's one of my A names of my career, to be honest, to win that. But the only title I've never won is the European, so I'll be pushing really hard to win that next season. Come close a couple of times, second places, but second's the first loser at the end of the day.
Hit by that 236 machine, isn't it? He's won that a couple of times on the trot now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he normally pushes it from under your nose.
Weird one European now, isn't it? It is an odd one. It
It
throws up a
is,
different way than most years, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was,
anybody from any grade can win it, to be honest.
I was very surprised to be actually leading that as well this season. I was front of the Reds, and it sort of went from turn number 1, didn't it? Everyone went in, and good racer out front with Jamie, and then later, Mo, you can't doubt it until the end, and then that's when the tyres go off, isn't it, Tom? You can talk from experience.
You just start going off slightly, and if somebody's just managed to hold on to him just that slight little bit better, it's so much of an advantage towards the end of a race.
Well, we're just about to round up for the national. Is Dan taking the? Is he taking the handicap? Do we know? Or?
He's not gonna not take it, is he? He's got to take it.
Yeah,
I'd be
he's got to.
surprised if he didn't take it.
I reckon he could probably pinch an 8th in this, maybe, if there's a bit of carnage.
He'll be on a big score for tonight as well.
So he's had some pretty good results tonight, Dan. That's second in the World Final, meeting final victory. He won a heat, at least one heat that I can remember.
Yeah, he didn't have much in the previous heats, though, to be fair to him. He struggled a bit with a few cars in the lower grades.
He is taking the lap handicap. Nothing to lose now. He's full of confidence after taking the meeting final.
Well, he scored double points, though.
It's going to be the question, but
For those that don't know, if you win the grand final in Bristol stock cars, you get to do the Grand National from a lap down, and you will score double points if you get into the point scoring positions. But it's a big ask to make your lap handicap up and win the race. Is a big ask in these.
It is indeed. As everyone's now pretty much lined up. It's previous race winners in this: Ben Chambers, Alex Montague in here, Dan Skin, obviously final winner and previous heat winner as well, and Walker's there as well. Mark Puxty, Wardy, Chris A, previous heat winner there as well. Tin Man, always a guy that's very quick but never very good in races, is he, Tom?
he's not. He's always the fastest man in practice. You can guarantee he'll be up in the top 5 every meeting, every practice session that we'll do. But he's just not. He just struggles with racecraft a little bit. I think he gets caught up in all the little tussles where a man of his speed shouldn't be getting caught up, but he does. And we're about to go green now.
Yeah, we are, as they're now in turn number 4, and the green flag flies as Dan Skin will lead them away. He's a lap down there, remember, to Wardy and the rest of the guys, trying to get them double points, as Wardy will actually lead the way from the white grey. Chris A, very good start from him, though.
Yeah, he's away well.
Oh,
Chris has already won a heat, hasn't he? I think as well.
T.S. Yelly, Leighton Hollyrod.
Leighton Hollyrod, that's a new one, that one. Alex Montague there as well, very hard hitting. You can expect that in turn number 1. This is going to be a battle to watch. Will Montague go in very hard and get squeezed there actually by Chevy Killer and Tin Man.
Plenty of bumper work going on down here into turn 3. This gaggle of 5 cars, and this is probably what's going to maybe get Dan a top 8 finish here, to be honest.
Yeah, he needs these now to start messing around, doesn't he?
Place, and watching everybody, the top 5 drive away, to be fair. And in go the bumpers again for about a 6th consecutive bend. Montague
Wall
trying
riding
riding
that
it
out
out.
there.
He's got a gap though. TSEL follows him through, and there's only 8th place left that are battling now, and there's still 4 of them going for it.
Great
Hartman
fighting.
and Carlsbach has caught up now. And he's in there with a bumper wading in, but Leighton appears to have got that little bit of a break. I think he's got a break now, and everybody's realised 8th place is running away with the last point of the evening.
Oh, big up and over there for Tin Man on the home straight.
Oh,
He's out of that battle there
big,
for the 8th
big,
place
big.
now. But Skinner's already coming through, only now 3 seconds between him and the 8th place guy. He's got a few laps to make that up as we're now just halfway distance through the race, but Chris A will lead out in front. From Wardy, from Ben Chambers, from Walker, from Puxley. Alex Montague seems to have got away now. He seems to be closing in on their yellow and blue top drivers towards the front.
Yeah, Liam Powell there casually, some bumper work, I think they're being lapped, and it'll be interesting to see what TSEL's approach with Montague here will be. Will he race him or will he try and just pass him?
Goes for the big hit there in turn 1. Drifts actually very wide. I think we're going to see their rivalry come back into action in this actually, Tom. There's a parked car on turn 4. Would that come into place in this one if it was you?
That is Liam Powell. Oh yes, he'd definitely be used. He got to take advantage of these things. I can say when Montague did that wall ride, he wouldn't have been able to do that. But now, if he did get pasted into the wall, he caught Puxtree though, and the 3 wide out of turn 2. And
Charlie's gone for the 2-in-1 there, hasn't he? Oh man, Alex is straight back in there though, up the inside.
expecting a bigger hit there from Montague though, to be fair.
I was expecting him to put them out into the parked cars, but while this is all going on here for the battle for 6,
Maybe this
Ben Chambers moved up into 2nd place behind Chris A, and we've got to go back to watching this battle with Alex and TS Jelly.
Montague's just happy sitting behind him, I think, really, at the minute, trying to chase down the leaders. Skinner's still about a length of a straight behind 8th place. He is coming, but there's only 3 laps to go.
Yeah, he's got about a. It's possible he needs Leighton and Chevy Killer to really mess it up, doesn't he? But they've got a big lead now for Chris A. He's leading. Ben Chambers, they're not really making too much impression, is he?
Out now, and he's just going to be just too far away for a last bend lunge, I think. But it's going to be close because.
Will Chambers go for it?
No,
he's not.
No.
This is going to be very interesting to watch into the last bend. Alex Montague goes for it.
Yeah, he
Gets
puts the white top in
Wardy.
there.
They actually
oh,
It's
oh,
fun.
Wardy gets it there. Wardy gets 4th. Alex Montague gets 5th. Brilliant. Guys.
What a finish.
And
Dan Skinner unlucky in 9th
What a
place
finish.
there.
Very unlucky for him.
Over in Grand National 2, it's Dan W, the white top, taking the win with Rizzo 2nd, Fast Track 3rd. Congrats, Fast Track.
Very consistent night
Thank
really
you.
from him. All night for Dan W, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's
Finally
bad.
picking up the pace, getting used to the driving.
We get the final rundown on Grand National. Number 1, 385 will take your top podium spot in that one. Number 80, Ben Chambers comes home in 2nd. 363, 484, 89 round out your top 5 with 41 Mark Puxty, 229 and number 40 Leighton Holroyd rounding out your point scoring position in that one. Dan Skinner 236, final winner, just missing out on that crucial double points place in 8th. That would have scored him 2 points, but unfortunately it's none for him. Well, I think that's the end now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the final race of the meeting. Yeah.
All great things do come to an end.
Well, it's been a good night, I'd say. It's been different.
Yeah, I can't thank, of course, I suppose we've got to go all the way around. Grasser, thank you for streaming it. It's a big deal, and I'm sure a lot of people have really enjoyed it. Of course, Jake, thank you very much for the commentary.
You're welcome.
Congratulations to yourself, Thomas, on the great win there in the World Final. So,
Thank you very much.
and commiserations to Fast Track for
Excellent evening.
just falling out of that 2nd place.
Thanks to our American
Unfortunately, on that second for
American
me.
cousin as well for flying all the way over to England for the World Championship final. Just a shame he couldn't find that car that was free to drive for the World Final.
It's been good, hasn't it?
Nobody wanted to give the car up for the American, but he did come and join us up here in the race control.
We've not
Coventry
heard him
booth.
say anything yet because he
Oh, has
said
he
he's got
not?
a bad voice apparently.
Oh, has he now? Well,
Jeff, you there?
Yes.
Yeah, here we
Hello,
go.
Jeff. Hello,
fine.
Jeff.
Have you been
Oh.
watching the stream all night?
Well, it hurt my brain to have the stream on and have you monkeys talking in my ear.
Well, that's not very nice.
What's new?
Yeah,
Welcome,
exactly.
Jeff.
Well, I'd just like to thank everyone anyway for helping me with the stream, and for Jake for commentating and stuff, and Tom, well done. Great drive.
thank you very much.
Wardy for all his he's been doing a lot. To be fair, Wardy, he's been doing a lot of promo stuff as well lately, and I'd like to thank him for all that. And Dan, Stumpy, Craig, Lee, everyone that's helped run tonight's meeting, which has gone really
Thank
well,
you all
hasn't it?
for racing.
Got
Thank you all for streaming.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
all.
Thomas, for winning.
Are
Awesome.
we gonna get a video out of this, Jamie, in the coming weeks?
We'll have to wait and see.
It could be something me and you come together again.
It's always a
Also,
pleasure.
just to remind people one last time, don't forget if you want that race seat,
Yeah.
Stumpy is your man to speak to.
Yeah, play
Yeah.
seat what is it? Alcantara.
Yeah.
100 quid.
100 quid?
100 quid. You buy a pack of gum, get a race seat for free.
Nice.
There you
Wow.
go.
And
Yeah.
don't
That
forget
is
Tom
a
Drabble.
deal.
Tom Drabble will get 50% commission on that as well.
Thanks very much for this evening, boys. It's been very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Well,
any last
we must
thoughts?
say
Or...
goodbye then.
Well, any last thoughts? Or...
Good question. That. Any last thoughts?
What is this, Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a mixed night from mine and your point of view, hasn't it, Grasser? We've seen some great action. We saw a great World Final race as well, didn't we?
Oh yeah, absolutely. World final was it was a nice clean one, to be honest, this year as well, which is always good to see.
There weren't that big action-packed bumpers.
No, there was quite a lot of
good thing.
respect, wasn't there? There's quite a lot of respect from a lot of the races.
But I suppose we best say goodbye then.
Indeed. Thank you very much to everyone that watched.
For all the viewers as well. And,
Yeah, the
Hope you
52
enjoyed it.
peak maximum was at 52 tonight, so must thank all them guys that did
Any-
tune in.
Any comments on it, then post away. You know where to post, boys, on the UKDirt Facebook page, and we appreciate all comments that people have about the stream.
Don't forget, if you want to join the league and join the action as well, www.ukdirt.co.uk.
Absolutely. Well, I think we'll wrap up there. Thanks again, everyone, and see you next time. Oh, it's Bradford. It's Arena Essex next week. We probably will be streaming. I don't know if there'll be commentary, but we'll see.